Man, what it is, this is Dame, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App. Show your boys some love. Y'all already know. Everybody that been showing love in that Cash App, that been showing love in the Super Chats, y'all already know I appreciate you. You already know I do. There go to PayPal at Dean by any means. That dollar sign at the bottom, y'all can press that button at any time that your heart may tell you to do so. Y'all say it with me, y'all. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. So, y'all, I just want to give y'all my thoughts on the PBC intentions to never have the fight with Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis on December 14th in Houston at the Toyota Center. You know, it's been a lot of questions in Blue Blood TV. Shout out to Blue Blood TV. Um, I just think that the man be doing a lot of capping and not keeping it 100. And that's his prerogative. He could do whatever that he want to do, and that's on them. But I want to say, in response to people talking about that the PBC never had intentions to have the fight there at the Toyota Center in Houston, well, I believe this can be proven quite simple. It's not hard. It's not chess. You know, it's not the Rubik's Cube. It ain't none of that. Um, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach was going back and forth about fighting. That's one. Do y'all really think that if they didn't have intentions on fighting where they say they was going to fight, that they would even be going back and forth on Twitter? I don't think so. I'm going to just be honest. To all the Earthmen, I don't believe that that would be true. Number two, forget Gervonta Davis and the PBC for a second. My knowledge is Lamont Roach is not with the PBC, but he is the opponent, though, correct? Lamont Roach has said that him and Gervonta Davis is fighting. See, I could end the video right there, but I'm not going to do that. But I can end the video right there. Forget if Tank is lying and the PBC is lying. Well, just ask the opponent that he's supposed to be fighting. He has backed up everything the PBC and Gervonta Davis have stated. He's been on a press tour on Mill City, a bunch of other platforms. The guy that used to be with Math Hoffa and them, I forget his name, but shout out to them and they platform. Do y'all think that Lamont Roach will be going around doing all of these interviews, talking about fighting Tank, and they had no intentions on fighting? Do that make sense to you? Maybe not to all the Earthmen, but all the clear-minded and reasonable people. Do that make sense to you that Lamont Roach would do that? Why would people be wanting to reach out to Lamont Roach to do interviews with him to talk about Gervonta Davis? Because y'all got one question to ask you for all the Earthmen in the background. Shout out to manager Marty. We need answers, but I got them. Do y'all think that Lamont Roach should be doing that for no reason? Him doing interviews about him and Gervonta Davis, don't that show intention? I'm waiting for an answer. Y'all can put it in the comments at any given time. I'm just waiting for an answer. Wouldn't that show that they had intentions? Why would the PBC, Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach, and they company make a whole poster? Looks very nice, I might add, with Lamont Roach face, Gervonta Davis face, giving you a date and where they're going to be fighting, and they had no intentions. Do you think somebody took time out to make a contract with Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach, put a poster together, them going at it on Twitter, back and forth, all of that, and they had no intentions? I could stop the video right there about why that's a lie. Because then that would mean, dang, they did have intentions. Do things happen in life? Absolutely. This is not the first time a fight has been pushed back and has had issues as far as venues and who's going to be on the undercard and all of these other things. That is not the first time that this has happened, and it won't be the last time that this happens. But just because that happens, you can't turn around and say that they had no intentions of making it happen when they actually making it happen. Don't they? That don't make too much sense. Now, does it? I know this hurt the Earthmen. I know all the Earthmen. I know your heart is sinking right now, and it's okay. I feel for you. I'll pray for you. I promise you I will, to get that hatred and that envy and that jealousy out your heart. But if we're going to talk about facts and people intentions, key words matter. And shout out to Fanon International Boxing, because he's somebody that taught me this. And it's something that I've always known, but he has put emphasis on it. Words matter. What you say matters. So that word intention, if they never had intentions, Gervonta Davis wouldn't be going back and forth on Twitter. Lamont Roach would not be doing interviews back and forth. They wouldn't have somebody that's a graphic designer would have not had took their time out to make a whole poster of Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, and they kept it out there for a while. So which would mean, shout out to my guy KO Boxing, which would mean that they had bumps along the way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because as y'all know, people want the PBC to have everything figured out. When they had a new contract with Amazon Prime, y'all, they just started this in April. It is the first day of November. This is the first day of November. Their last match was on Showtime at the end of December when David Morrell headlined, and I forgot the guy that he fought. I forgot his name. Excuse him. He's a good fighter. Wish him the best. But that was the last event with David Morrell at the end of December of last year. So when people want to talk about the intentions, right there proves it all. That they actually did have intentions on fighting. And to be even more frank, how you know that they had bumps along the way, because they never announced the undercard to it. They never announced the undercard to it, and they never went and put the tickets on sale. But it doesn't mean that they weren't trying to get everything ironed out. I'm just saying. And manager Marty put out some great information about them having to put the paperwork in and everything to the ABC, the commissions, about the fight happening. And these are things that I already know, that you don't just make a fight happen, and there's certain paperwork and things that got to go through for legal reasons. Why they got to do that? Because you got to go through the Texas State Commission and everything like that, which is proven that they already put the paperwork in for the fight. Go to Manager Marty channel if you want that information, because he can explain it much better than Dean can. I'm just straightforward with it. That right there shows intention. Remember that word, y'all. Intention. That means you are planning to do something. You have a plan, and you have put something in your mind and have put foot to pavement to make something happen. That is your intentions. Can intentions get misconstrued sometimes? Well, as y'all know, everything is subjective to change. I'm sorry. I'm petty. I'm sorry. I'm petty. I'm trying to get it out my soul. I'm working on myself, y'all. I promise you I am. One of the biggest factors, and I'm going to leave y'all with this after I explain all of this. One of the biggest factors of how you know intentions, because PBC will have to let Amazon Prime know what their intentions was for Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. So probably the first people that knew the PBC's intentions would be Amazon Prime, because they are the people giving the PBC money to make these fights happen. And you want me to believe Al Heyman, a guy who has done business with Michael Jackson, was Michael Jackson's, y'all, the most famous man that has walked this earth since Jesus Christ himself, all of a sudden going to start doing bad business? I haven't heard one fighter say that Al Heyman has ever done bad business. Not one. So you want me to believe that the PBC tried to pull a wool over Amazon Prime's eyes about their intentions to make a fight happen with their second biggest cash cow that's under their umbrella? I'm sorry, Earthmen, I will never believe that. That doesn't even make logical sense. You know why? Do you know why, y'all? Because it's this thing called contracts. You understand? And if the PBC would make faulty business deals with Amazon Prime money, I am pretty sure, y'all, there's ramifications behind that and consequences behind that. I'm pretty sure that Amazon Prime will have an out in their contract if PBC and Al Heyman and them ever tried to pull a slick move like that. They had all the intentions for this fight to happen on December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And they probably came and they probably had some bumps along the way and had to make it audible. Hey, y'all, you know in football, when the quarterback goes to the line, they have intentions on running a specific play. But then they see what the defense is doing, and the defense is not doing what they thought the defense was going to do. So what does Peyton Manning do? Omaha. He makes an audible. Doesn't mean he didn't have an intentions to run a run play. He just sees that maybe they in cover 3. It's probably better if I do a pass play on this play. But when the coach called it in, he had intentions on running a run play. So those 4 things that I laid out to you let you know that people sitting up there saying that the PBC never had intentions on ever making this fight happen is a complete lie. I'm sorry if y'all mad that I got to call it how it is and people might get in their feelings. Call me a hater. You can call me whatever you want to call Dean, but you won't be able to say that I lied one time, though. Now, anybody that's a reasonable man, a reasonable woman, an actual boxing fan, you just understood everything I just said. And when I laid it out like that, like how they do on Thanksgiving, when they put all of the entrees out and tell everybody to come eat, you can eat this up. No, Diddy. So the fact that y'all sitting out there putting out rumors and spreading lies and propaganda that the PBC is out here doing bad business, that they never had intentions on making this fight, that Gervonta Davis is asking for more money when you don't know nobody in Gervonta Davis camp, I guarantee you nobody in Gervonta Davis camp will even let some information like that leak out. Especially not the people that don't support Gervonta Davis. Maybe the Roz podcast. If the Roz podcast put that out, I might believe it. And then even then, I would still question it. Shout out to the Roz podcast. Go over there, like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to them. Shout out to Coach Kenny, Coach Calvin, Gervonta Davis, all my family and friends that's in Baltimore and DC. Y'all know I love y'all. Shout out to y'all as well. So this whole notion that the PBC had no intentions of making that fight happen, if you just listen to everything I said, it's no way that that's not a lie. Y'all know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.